So I'm out here in the desert, and like always, it's pretty hot. I think it's actually only lower 90s right now, which actually isn't too bad. But it does get about that hot about every day here, and so what a lot of animals do to escape that intense heat during the day is burrow underground. And it's a really great survival strategy because it gives them access to a cooler refuge away from the really intense solar radiation during the day. And they can just kind of come out at night or when temperatures are milder to forage, mate, and do whatever else they might want to do. And that's a great survival strategy. It does make it harder for someone like me who's interested in seeing and filming the wildlife and biodiversity out here. So what I've done is bought a cheap little endoscope that connects via Wi-Fi to my phone, and I'm going to try sticking it down some burrows and see what I can find. At first, I decided to test the endoscope somewhere I knew I was sure to see something, down an ant mound. The ants were quick to respond and swarm the intruder. I also explored some old rodent burrows. Most of them were likely built by kangaroo rats. Most burrows are too deep and winding to explore fully with an endoscope, but I did see a few invertebrates around the entrance. Reptiles are likely deeper underground than I am able to see, but a small hatchling side blotch lizard fled down an old rodent burrow and offered a close look. This is a terrestrial lizard species that is only using this as a temporary refuge from me, a potential predator. Many reptiles use burrows in this way, and snakes such as coachwhips become familiar with their surroundings enough to know where the nearest burrow is in case of trouble. It turned out to be difficult to identify active burrows with occupants, but I did find one particular burrow with a clear sign of residency, a small hole overlaid with a thin layer of silk. Careful to disturb the protective silk door as minimally as possible, I stick the endoscope down the burrow. At first, it appears barren, but the homeowner quickly comes to check out the intruder. It is a desert tarantula. These large spiders do have an intimidating appearance, but are actually very shy and docile creatures that are not interested in or even really capable of injuring humans. They are venomous, but this venom is mild for humans and is usually comparable to a bee sting. They spend the hot days tucked away in their burrows and emerge after dusk to hunt. Even after disturbing its sleep and intruding in its burrow, this individual only even begins to attempt to defend itself by biting after I accidentally poke it with the scope. Like most wildlife, if you leave them be and do not corner, provoke, or harass them, there is never any need for conflict. These much larger burrows were built by prairie dogs. These keystone species in their burrows provide food and refuge to many animals. Burrowing owls are common neighbors of prairie dogs. Though owls are capable of digging their own burrows, they prefer to use old prairie dog burrows, and so are ecologically linked to the rodents. Burrowing owls are active in daylight more than most other owls, and have excellent vision. This owl is very suspicious of my camera. It is important to realize that while prairie dogs can cause damage to human landscaping and construction, they are a very important species ecologically that provides habitat for many other species. One last noteworthy burrower is the spadefoot toad. True to their name, they have a hard keratinized spade on their rear limbs, which helps them burrow backwards into the soil. The vast majority of their lives are spent underground until summer rains bring them to the surface. Stay tuned for a future video on spadefoot toads and the other wildlife of desert summer monsoons.